Hi, I'm Doggone. Welcome to Rehab. In the middle of my life's journey, I found myself in a forest dark, with no knowledge of how I had gotten there. These are the opening lines, more or less, of Dante's Inferno. A pretty good book and well worth reading. And they're the opening lines for Rehab. I started this series in April of 2013, and as I record this, I'm over 300 episodes in. And as I record this, it is August of 2014. Rehab has been my series about talking about this dark forest I find myself in, how I got here, mistakes that I made along the way, things I've learned that are helping me find my way out of that dark forest step by step, baby steps. One thing I talk about a lot in Rehab is baby steps. There's a light in the distance. And that's a forest that I planted. Not a very dark forest, and not an alpha forest, because look at the trees, man. Spruce trees. Oh yeah. Obviously, I visited this world after. Excuse me. Oh, very hungry. After alpha days, and that's the way I do. I'll save a map, and I'll come back to it months, years later, and mess around with it. You see this oak tree right here? This is what I call a brungle tree, named after with some help from my friends. The oak tree is still oak. The oak is still oak, but the leaves are now, after the tree update, the leaves are now oak leaves, spruce leaves, jungle leaves, and also some of these trees have some birch in them too. So, yeah. And when those leaves drop and decay, they leave all the different kinds of those primary 4 types of saplings. Well, Rehab is a series basically in which I come into one of these very old alpha worlds, and I see what's here, walk around, discover it, talk about what was going on in my life 4 years ago, and why I remember it, and what I remember of it, and how I've changed or not, and just sort of my commentary really to myself, as much as anyone. But I'm glad that you are listening along. Glad to have you here for the journey. Every journey begins with one step, as they say. I've learned a lot of little baby steps that have helped me with my life. Yoga is one. Yoga, Tai Chi is another. Killing skeletons is yet another. I see you. I see you. And I put that in the wrong place, man. Yeah, come here. Come here to you. Come here to you. It's a crappy bow. You know what? What have I got? Took an arrow to the knee. Ouch. That hurts, dog. Looks like I got some new iron armor. You see, none of this stuff is enchanted. There's no enchantments. 2 bowls of mushroom stew. Oh, this ladder is new. New since alpha. Remember the alternating ladder of alpha days? This was not supposed to look like a penis, but how can it not? Oh, Minecraft. Minecraft, you so sneaky. Beautiful half slab steps, alpha steps. Oh, lady, you can't be in here now. You just I probably shouldn't even call you a lady. Would you drop me there, lady? So yeah, this is where we explore old places and people we used to be. Another baby step I've learned is, and it's helped me immensely, and so I talk about it from time to time. This thing that's called the paleo diet or the primal diet. I know it's kind of all the rage now, and when things are sort of talked about a lot of people kind of tune them out and say, you know, and I'm one of those people. I'm a great skeptic. I was a great skeptic about chiropractic before I got in so much pain I could hardly stand up, and I finally tried it. Oh, unstacking pork chops, nice. Good old alpha stuff right here in this chest. Oh, some clay and a bunch of nothing. One piece of coal. I got a rock. Yeah, crafting bench and table and setting to the floor. Look at all these torches, man. There was a time when alpha was almost, it was difficult to survive because things would spawn at all kinds of light levels. I have memories about this. Oh, and you used to see the cobblestone steps? That was it, man. Way before stone bricks and stuff. I don't know where that skeleton came from. This is pretty well lit up in here. Paleo primal. Oh, looks like I've got a little oh, look at that. Looks like I was in the process of making a little I started to say a branch mine, but I'm guessing these were going to be rooms back here. Nice. Not really far enough apart to be rooms, but okay. Reminds me kind of dwarf fortress type rooms. Anyway, bedrooms, yeah, dwarf fortress. Paleo primal. My daughter brings me all good things these days. It seems like she went through. She was hell's child from ages 12 to 17, but something happened. She recently told me I was hell's father from 12 to 17 when she was 12, between 12 and 17. But something magical happened. When she turned about 18, boom, she suddenly, it was like boom, a brilliant person in my house, a very kind and wise and good young lady in my house, and we get along great, and I love her very much. And so I talk about her in rehab, talk about what we did. Heck, we're talking about going was it stand-up paddling down at the lake on these stand-up paddleboard things in a few days. So we had a good long talk last Sunday walking around the lake. And I live in Oklahoma City, or just outside of Oklahoma City, and so I talk about the nanigans and shenanigans and re-shenanigans around the city, and you know, it's Oklahoma City's an interesting place, and we live in interesting times indeed, and it is nightfall. So there's a lot of derp in rehab. There's a lot of times when I talk about recognizing something about myself and talking about it out loud. I don't know why, but it helps me. It's one thing I discovered in my writing is that I take a piece that I've been working on and I open mic it. I can hear stuff. I can determine whether it rings true or false, you know. And it gives me a space, sort of a verbal space in which to think and process. I am a man of midlife, and I've got a lot of history and a lot of stories, and I've had a lot of great people in my life, and I like to talk about them. It's hard to sometimes for a lot of reasons. Sometimes the great people I know maybe should not have been in my life, or should have been in my life a different way, and it's kind of hard for me to talk about these things and stay, you know, whoa, and stay all spidery and stay alive. That's one of the rules of rehab. We inhabit a particular alpha mount until we die, and then once death happens, sort of like ultra hardcore, once death happens, that's it for this world. I keep the save file, but we move on to the next one. And as slow as these things are going, who knows if we'll ever get back to these worlds again. One of the greatest things I've learned in recent years is that it's important to keep up with positivity. Even in telling your story of your past, stay positive. Instead of saying, oh man, I was such a derp, look at all these derpy torches. Look at all these torches, man. Say, you know what? It doesn't look like much, but I was making do with the best I had and never expected anybody else to be looking at this, so I was going for purely functionality with these things. And just getting by in those days. In those days, life was tough. It was indeed. So I try to stay all about the positive, keeping things in a positive way, and expecting good, positive things to happen from this day forward. And this old dark forest is a beautiful place, and I kind of like to talk about it while I'm here. It's good to have you along. What could possibly be done with a place like this? Well, stick around. You might be surprised. I'll see you around in rehab.